Hey YouTube, this is Donald, and today I'm going to review a light gun for the PlayStation 2 called the Blaster. It's the madcatz Blaster light gun. PlayStation 2 light gun, I might add. Anyway, this gun is made by light gun is made by madcatz. It's made by madcatz, and it's supposedly made for light gun games for the PlayStation 2. This gun was made many years after the cartridge. This gun was made a couple years after the cartridge days of gaming. It's kind of like a third-party Gun Kong, but except this one's made by madcatz. The original Gun Kongs were kind of made by Namco, but this is a different model. I was gonna get a Gun Kong, like a big one, but they sold out, so I got this instead at Game Hut. And you're wondering, is it a real gun? Nope, it ain't a real gun. Note, it's in no way a real gun. The reason they made this gun in a color like blue like this with an orange tip at the end is because so that way the cops don't mistake this thing as a real gun. As long as it has that orange tip, they'll think it's a fake. That's just a toy. Remember the Nintendo Zapper? It used to be gray back in the old days, but now Nintendo decided to change it in orange. It's become clear that toy manufacturers and gaming companies became more sensitive with their light guns and toy guns. Anyway, let's get into the details of this weapon. The build quality is perfect for this light gun. Even though the handle, instead of X, square, triangle, and circle, it has an A button, B button on both sides. Here's your trigger. The start and select. This is the start button. This is the select button. They're both in the same trigger guard. And this button, I don't know what it does, but in Time Crisis 2, it can be used as a button to make your character come out of the cover and start shooting. And the C button can be used as a reload button, which is on the bottom right here, which is kind of cool. It's connected to a wire, so it's not wireless. It's in no way wireless. On this side, it's got a clear button that can switch from normal to Gun Con 1 or Gun Con 2 or standard blaster. And on this side, this clear button goes like auto reload, auto fire, auto reload, or normal mode, which makes this light gun have a lot of options of how you can use it. And as you can see, it's got a D-pad / thumb analog stick, which is kind of stiff, but works pretty good for games like Time Crisis or Resident Evil Dead Aim, which Resident Evil Dead Aim I don't have. And this gun hooks up in a weird way. Rather than just plugging into just the controller ports of the PlayStation 2, here the light gun plugs into both the controller port, the USB port, and the AV and the video output on your composite AV out video output. The original Gun Con 2 and Gun Con 1, I have the feeling those light guns were made by Namco, while this version I have is made by madcatz. I don't have the original Gun Kong to compare it to, but this is all I got. and it works just fine. Even though madcatz can be not really reliable for third-party video game equipment, these equipment I have, the memory card and this light gun I have, are pretty reliable. And they work just fine. I don't know what's wrong with madcatz, with some other guy. As you can see, the cord is very long. As you can see. Now, I do have a PlayStation 2 game. I got this silhouette of Time Crisis 2 made by Namco. Now, this game was originally an arcade game back in, let's see the date. I think this game was originally an arcade game in 2000 and was in 2001 was ported on the PlayStation 2. Now note, you cannot use this accessory on an HD TV. You need an old school tube TV for this to work. And I gotta say, it functions pretty well like the Wii Zapper. Before you start the game, the cursor shows up on the screen and it functions kind of like the Wii Zapper, which is kind of neat. In conclusion, this light gun is pretty advanced for its time. Way more advanced than the NES Zapper or the Sega Genesis Justifier, which there's also a Super Nintendo version. Anyway, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and like the video, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. This is me, signing off.